Hello. It's been a couple days since I made the other video. I think it was probably maybe 3 or 4 days ago. Yeah, probably 3 days ago. Well, I guess I just wanted to make a video on, I guess, continuing from last video. I mean, I don't remember what I spoke about, but there was one crucial theme about not addiction, but overcoming a reliance on something that holds you back. There's something that's been holding me back, which has been things like entertainment or like YouTube or other forms. Stuff that's just preventing me from I think being happy. I mean, I wouldn't classify myself as unhappy, but I don't think I feel fulfilled in my life. I don't really feel fulfilled in my academics. I don't feel fulfilled in a lot of aspects of the way I live. I feel like my time is just, it's passing by me too quick. It's funny because I remember a couple weeks, probably last week, my sister got herself an electric guitar. She's 12, and well, she's doing a lot for herself at her age, which I'm proud of, by the way. She's marvelous at what she does. She has her own interests. She's in the music. She's in the rock. She has a particular type of character. There's a character within her that's like, it's resilient. Like, she doesn't take no for an answer. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that when she faces a bad situation and all odds seem against her, she doesn't fall back. She gets up and still fights for what she wants, even if there doesn't seem to be hope. For example, about the guitar, we went to cash converters somewhere in the city, and well, we looked and we didn't find anything we really liked. My sister, she didn't want anything that was there, and I simply suggested that maybe we could go to another cash converter that was somewhat nearby. But in my mind, I had the intention of probably coming back in maybe a couple weeks. But when my sister heard me suggest this, she didn't take it as that. She wanted to go there straight away. So after we left the cash converters, she wanted to take a train and a bus off to this different location. And when we got there, funnily enough, Dakota, my sister, she found the guitar she wanted, and she came home with a guitar. And I think like the big thing about this story I'm bringing up is that she's been wanting that guitar for a long time, and all of a sudden she gets the money she saved and she just buys it. She doesn't, like when we first came to cash converters and there weren't anything, she didn't just give up. She found another location and got what she wanted, which I think is a kind of foreign idea to me. I always have the intention to improve or to get something I want, but I feel like I've gotten comfortable with like grazing the edge of doing something and then backing out just before doing it. And my brain kind of gives the excuse that it's progress, that because I'm so close, but I failed in a way. It's not really failure. You're doing your best. That's what I think to my mind. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. That's all I wanted to speak about for this video. What I really wanted to speak on is how lucrative the brain can be. How it can turn seemingly like it can turn on you. How it can how you think that you have control, but you don't really. What I mean about this is, well, I already have an idea what the title is going to be. So basically, I think feelings, or not necessarily feelings, but emotions or habits or tendencies, somewhere in that ballpark, that they have the power to override your reason, your ability to think. Not necessarily think, but to choose. And I think this because for the longest time, or like not for the longest time, but whenever I come home from school, I get the opportunity to, I have the time to do something good with, to do good with my home life. I could do homework. I could maybe practice a skill, read, write, or whatever. But particularly homework, I every time I try to do it, I always have something like my phone right next to the table, and for a split second my brain feels enticed to watch. And the like my brain kind of like imagines the feeling I can experience if I watch. And at first it's not like your brain tells you to watch a lot 6 hours worth of YouTube just like that. No, it convinces you to think that it'll just be maybe one video, or you'll just listen to some music, and that's all you'll be doing. It tries to trick you into falling into a trap. And sometimes it does it again and again and again. So you go under the same trap repeatedly until there's a point where you know what's gonna happen. But the feeling, the enticement, I guess the desire overrides your ability to fight back, even though you know what the right thing is. You know that I know if I at least try the good thing once, like the thing that is good for me just once, I know it'll become easier to do it a next time, and then a time after that, and a time after that, until it becomes muscle memory. But yet my brain still wants to give in. And that was basically how I was feeling last time I made the video. But weirdly enough, I've kind of tried to turn that around. Yesterday I actually I spent till 12 trying to finish English homework. And it took me probably 2 hours, which was just on one assignment that should probably take less than an hour. But I mean, I'm a little slow. I mean, teachers don't call me slow, they call me meticulous. But either way, how you put it, it took me a good while to finish the assignment I was trying to complete. But the cool thing about it is that I actually finished it. Unlike all the other times where I tell myself, oh, I'll just spend I'll just spend my night, I'll do an all-nighter and I'll finish all the work. But every single time, the feeling to sleep, a desire to just go to bed and not do it and just wake up early in the morning and leave it to future me, overpowers me so many times. But yesterday, I said no. I said no, and I wanted to finish my assignment. And I did. I did. And you know something? It wasn't the funnest thing to do, but when I finished it, or as I was finishing it, I felt secure. I felt secure because I knew that this little device wasn't in control. It was me. I chose to do this. I don't have to. I know that I have every single right or ability or expectation to be spending my time on this, but no, I choose not to. But I haven't explained why I've made this change. And I'll explain it to you. It has something to do with the video. After I uploaded the video, I received 2 comments. Pretty cool. I mean, that within itself is miraculous, that people are watching these videos. But yeah, I received 2 comments. The first one was pretty useful, but the second one, that kind of hit me a little bit. Yeah. I don't want to read it. It's pretty long. But basically, I don't know how to say your name. Alphonsus Wild. It was a very kind comment you made. And especially about the part, like the weird thing. You said, try this, set a stopwatch for 20 minutes and start your holiday homework without expecting it to be perfect. And I followed your advice. I tried that, and funnily enough, that kind of led, like, I guess, a domino effect to me actually completing, like, spending 2 hours on the assignment rather than 20 minutes, and I finished it. And I think that's probably the first time I've actually done that. Not finish an assignment, but have control over myself. Saying no to desire that I know I can get rid of, but I don't really want to. I know I stood my ground. And I did what I needed to do. And but the weirdest thing about it is this advice, no offense, is very common. It's basic advice. Very useful, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's in every book, every YouTube video, every inspirational video out there. The 2-minute rule is probably the most notorious most well-known self-help rule in the self-help community, I think. But I really think the reason why this particular comment by this user had made me actually, 'actually, 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 is the comment itself. The fact that a person actually took time out of their day to give me advice, to give a person they don't know, to just help them out in a way. I think that sense of I don't know, but it's a type of power that can be achieved by doing that, by helping someone out even though you don't know them, or it's hard to describe. But what I do know is that hold on 1 second. There we go. It's the part when Alphon Zoo said, like around the last part of the comment. I don't know why I feel embarrassed reading this. I don't know why that's the case, but I'm just gonna read it out. I'm sure of this, you're going to be kind of person who looks at others. Wait, hold on. who others look at and say he didn't give up, even when it was hard. And that's the kind of success that matters most. Now that's not the whole comment, but the type I think the fact that a human being wrote that within itself is kind of heartwarming. I never knew kind comments would have such a positive effect on people. I mean, until it happened to me, I suppose. But anyways, I'm getting way too off track. This video was supposed to be about how feelings override reason. I guess I kind of explained that. I guess I kind of explained it, how it can be overcame by something that hits harder than surface level desires or feelings. Something that's more meaningful, something more deep, which I suppose for this instance is compassion. I hope my point makes sense. I didn't intend to speak on this. I mean, I intended to allude to it, but now I just lost all my train of thought. But, yeah. Thank you very much, Alphonse S. Wild. That was a very kind comment you made, and I hope that you're right. I hope that I hope that I will overcome my issues. I hope. I mean, I pray that I do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all up to me. It's all up to me. And that can be scary. It can be very scary because if you make a mistake, if you make a mistake, but if something wrong is going to happen, it's going to be you that's the reason why it happened. So, yeah. That's it. Not my best video. I was kind of all over the place. But I hope after rewatching this, I hope that you can make out my points, and And yeah, I guess to conclude, be compassionate. I mean, for myself, I'm gonna try to be a lot more compassionate about others, about how the way I say things can positively affect someone for a long time. I guess you just never really know the effects they have on the person. But yeah, I hope that the next time I hope that after I record, I will get some homework done. I will try my best to finish what I need to finish, and that I will give myself breaks. But I hope to be a resilient person. I hope. And yeah.